Hey there, my friend. I think we're live. I'm not sure. It's giving me like a spinning wheel of, oh, there we go. Hey there, my friend. You're watching the Erin Chase Show, where we chat all things intentional living and looking to figure out how to create more balance in our busy and overwhelming lives. And I'm your host, Erin Chase. And in the month of September, I'm super excited. We're talking about meal planning. We did a lot of like make ahead stuff in August, the last couple of episodes. You can either scroll back and see those in your podcast player or on YouTube or here under the videos tab on the Facebook page. You can see all of that there. And we're going to kind of, it's very similar, but we're going to shift the conversation slightly. I like doing themes each month. If you haven't picked up on that, if you've been listening for a while, I like the themes. And this month's theme is planning. And we're going to just unpack meal planning one episode at a time, short 10, 15-minute segments is what I like to share with you because I know you're busy and I want to help inspire and give you ideas for how to be better, specifically with meal planning. So hello, my friend Tanya, Jan, great to see you guys. We're so glad that you're here watching live. Of course, this replay is available on Fridays out on the podcast players and onto YouTube as well. So weekly meal planning. The first thing I want you to do is, if you want more of this, so I'm going to unpack a little bit here, keep it short, keep it quick. But if you want more, I have a whole meal planning workshop. It's totally free. We do a weekly email that we send out information, latest videos, recipes for the week, ideas for your meal plan. We send that out every Saturday or Sunday, kind of depending on the weekend. And it's totally free. It's just me and 155,000 of you. That we chat every weekend. So if you want to be a part of that, type the word plan into the comments and we will be fast pen pals on the weekends. Totally free, optional if you want, but there are meal planning videos, more of what we're talking about here over there in that free workshop. So you can type the word plan just into the comments, PLAN, all caps, all lowercase, doesn't matter. And then I'll message you information about that. So about meal planning, the first thing that I want to do is define some things. I think it's important to have definitions because I want us to all be on the same page. So let's define a meal, okay? That's probably pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to just read this to you anyways. Any regular occasion in a day when a reasonably large amount of food is eaten, such as breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Food that's eaten on the regular, okay? So that's a meal, different from a snack. Really. Okay, planning is the process of making plans for something, deciding and arranging in advance. Okay, so those are two really important definitions. So planning a meal, I'm going to put those two definitions together and give you my definition. Okay, so my definition is steps taken in advance to ensure that dinner prep and mealtime goes off without a hitch. Oh my gosh, that is so hard to do. When life is busy, we have little people, we have large people. Teenagers are like, I need my fourth snack after school. And we're like, no, dinner's in 30 minutes. You cannot have a fourth snack. Like that literally happens in my house. It used to be that way with toddlers. You guys, if you haven't figured it out yet, toddlers and teenagers are basically the same thing, except toddlers are small and teenagers are big. Anyways, that's another episode for another day. But so let me read that again. Steps taken in advance to ensure dinner prep and mealtime goes off without a hitch. So what can you do in advance to make dinner easier for you? Like that's my whole premise, is making dinner easier for you. I have the Dinner Made Easy show that we do on Thursdays, which will actually be tomorrow. I normally do the Erin Chase show on Tuesdays, but guess what? Yesterday felt like Monday and here we are on Wednesday, but it should be Tuesday. But whatever, that's what happens on a holiday week. I get all thrown off track. Anyways, so that's my definitions. And I think the key here, the key is in advance. That's it. That's all I want you to hear from me today. I'm going to dig a little further here, but I just want you to hear the words in advance. Now, in advance means before. Now, I don't mean like, I don't know, 3:30 and you need to get into the kitchen at 4:30. I mean like that morning, the night before, the week before, the month before. Okay, so I've seen meal planning done a lot of different ways, and there's no one size fits all. That's the challenge with meal planning, and I think a lot of people teach meal planning as like, do it this way, this is the only way. Well, no, I'm just going to teach you to do something in advance, to stay one step ahead. We talked a lot about that in August in our make ahead sort of freezer meals and make ahead breakfast and lunches and things like that. You can go back and listen to those for other ideas. But really the key for meal planning is in advance. Do something in advance. Okay. I want you to be willing to think outside the box and try something new. If your meal planning is not working for you, listen to a couple of these ideas and maybe one of these will be just right for you. So I want you to be willing to think outside the box and try something new. That's number one. That's number two. I want you to consider, as I unpack sort of some of these options for you, I want you to consider your schedule and your mood when it comes to deciding which of these meal plans to kind of take a stab at, okay? And then I, of course, am going to share what works best for me. And then three, I want you to write it out, okay? Now, this is a weekly meal plan. This is, I think, for the most part, what most people find success with is a weekly cadence, but you don't have to do that, okay? So here are some ideas for types of meal plans that you can do. All right, you can meal plan for the next day. I wouldn't do, I am pretty much going to just blanket say I'm anti doing it that morning for that night, unless you have the freedom and flexibility to run to the store every day, and unless you have the self-control to go to the grocery store every day. I don't recommend that. So I would say you need to either plan 2 or 3 days at a time. Here are some options. 2 to 3 days at a time, 4 to 5 days at a time, a full week, 2 weeks because paycheck to paycheck, a month. Also because when do you get paid? There's various reasons, right, for the way that you plan your meals and your grocery spending and all of that. So I want you to think about those time frames. And does one of those sound like, ooh, I've never thought to try 4 days at a time? That works really well for a lot of people. Yes, that means you're probably going to have to go to the store twice in the week. That's fine. I shy away and say don't do every day or even 2 days because you're just going to the store too much and you're going to spend too much. Unless you have crazy self-control, which I'd like to meet you if that's the case. I need some of it. We just don't. Like we're squirrels, we rabbit trail, we want to grab something else that we don't necessarily need. So that's why I think 3 to 4 days, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, somewhere in there. So maybe it's planned for Monday through Friday and then loosen up on the weekends, leftovers, out to dinner, out to lunch, whatever. Maybe it's a full Monday to Sunday. Maybe your store ads start Wednesday, so it's Wednesday to Tuesday. Maybe it's 2 weeks because, again, paychecks, and you're trying to plan around when you have the cash in your account to get the groceries that you need for 2 weeks. And then, of course, monthly. I have done all of these over the years. I've just tried different sort of routines and cadences. And ultimately, I come back to 1 week at a time, Sunday to, well, I guess Monday to Sunday, really. And a grocery shop on Sundays. I used to grocery shop Monday nights, but our family schedule got a little nutty. And so I switched it to Sunday nights. So anyways, that's my cadence, is weekly. I've tried the monthly. It's really nice to sketch things out way in advance, but I have just found that it's easier for me to plan the weekly. So when I do it that way, I do it based on our schedule and my mood. So I'm just going to show this to you. This is a weekly planner. I think there's a link here in the video if you want to grab this from our store. We do have them available. So you can see the little word freezer and the word freezer right here. Sorry if that's blurry. I'm trying to sit back here. So the idea here is this is obviously old. This is Memorial Day. It's the demo one that I keep here at the office. The actual one that I use is at my house, but I'm using this one because I'm at the office. So the idea here is to make a couple of freezer meals a week and then, make a couple of fresh meals a week. And I found that cadence works really well to fit our schedule and our mood. Like I need a freezer to slow cooker meal certain days a week based on our schedule. And then I do the Dinner Made Easy show on Thursdays because generally I find that Thursdays is I'm just kind of like over it for the week, or I'm tired, or I've just too many things are spinning. But then it's way more fun when I get to cook with you. So I plan that. But before I was doing the Dinner Made Easy show on Thursdays, I would plan an Instant Pot or slow cooker meal that would kind of take care of itself. All I had to do was kind of warm up a side dish or mix up a salad, and then we had dinner ready to go. So it's really simple, easy freezer meals based on my mood and my schedule. And there are some weeks where it's a lot of freezer meals because we have a lot of things going on. And especially now, I feel like in the last month, we went from, full on pandemic / summer mode to 9 million miles an hour with at school and activities and all the things. It's pretty much, kind of opened our life here anyways, where we live, is pretty much back to, I'm going to say close to normal. I don't even know what that is anymore. But anyways, that's also another conversation for another day. So here's, again, I want you to think outside the box. Hopefully me sharing my personal cadence plus sharing some of these other ideas, 2 to 3 days at a time, 4 to 5 days at a time. Maybe it's Monday through Friday plus weekends, or it's full week, 2 weeks, month. Think about which one of those sort of times would work best for you. And then plan around your schedule and your mood. I think that's really important to bring that in. I know you can't always plan for when you're going to have a weird or bad day. I get that. But if you find yourself like, I just usually by the time we're getting, like for me, it's Thursdays, or maybe it's Friday night, like you need to eat at home, but you just don't feel like cooking. Make Friday night, grilled cheese night or pizza night or whatever. But plan it when you're just not going to be in the mood to cook, right? And then write it down. That's why we have these guys. I think it's really important to write down what you're having, not only for yourself, so but also so your people know. Your kids know what's for dinner. I just say, go look on the fridge. I keep it on the side of our fridge. They know exactly where to look. Okay, so before we get into the second, the last part of our episode, I want to remind you that if you want more information about the meal planning workshop, they're free videos that go with our free weekly email that we send out on Saturday or Sunday with recipes, ideas for your meal plan, videos from the week, just kind of all the happenings from Erin Chaseland. We have that email that goes out every Saturday or Sunday, so you can sign up for that. It's totally free. Just type the word plan. That's why everybody's writing plan. Tanya, Jennifer, Leah, Cheryl, thank you guys so much. Look for a message from me. When you have a minute, just go check that out and join in there, and then we will be email pen pals. Okay, so PIE. PIE is my acronym for intentional living. I would love a piece of apple pie right now. Fall foods, thank you very much. But PIE is really my acronym for intentional living, and it's something that it just kind of has woven throughout my life, my business, my momming, all the things that we have to do as a mom, all those things. So it's planning, implement, evaluate. And that's the acronym PIE, plan, implement, evaluate. So I want you to plan. Which plan? I know. See what I did there? Okay, so I want you to plan which of those plans you might want to try. Maybe let's try 4 days and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to have to go to the store on Sunday, and then again maybe on Wednesday night or Thursday morning, depending on your schedule. So decide which plan. And then the second one is implement it. See how it goes. Like try it out. You know what, Erin, that did not work. I need to go back to a full 5 days plus a quick weekend trip. Or I want to try the full 7 days with a couple freezer meals mixed in. Like I shared, that's kind of my personal cadence. So implement and just see how it goes. If it's not going well, try something different. Maybe you should try the 2 weeks at a time. Sit down. It'll take a few extra minutes to get all those recipes and ideas jotted down onto paper, but you can totally do that. So I want you to think ahead. Okay, that's again, but going back to my definition of meal planning, doing this in advance is the key. The one thing you need to hear is the plan should be done in advance. That's all. Doesn't matter the timing, doesn't matter the cadence. All of these are just kind of ideas and inspiration for you. But I want you to think ahead, think in advance. And then I want you to like straight up turn on the tunes and do a happy dance in your kitchen. I mean, record it and tag me on Instagram if you want when dinner goes off without a hitch because you made a plan. I'm all about dancing in the kitchen, friends. My boys are like, Mom, that's so dorky. Whatever. I don't care, kids. I'm having a good old time here. Okay. And then I want you to take action, which is putting your plan in place, having yourself a little happy dance. Okay. So that is the think, feel, take action for this episode. I want you to think in advance, think ahead, think meal plan, think dinner made easy. Do yourself a happy dance when you can pull dinner off without a hitch. And one more reminder, if you want more meal planning inspiration, we will be doing more episodes with different types of meal plans throughout the month of September. But I do have a full series of workshop videos, meal planning workshop videos you can access for free. It's part of our weekly email newsletter that we send out on the weekends. So you can get instant access to that for free. So if you type the word plan, all caps or all lowercase or plan or whatever, however it comes out on your phone, into the comments, I will send you that message. You can check that out when you have a minute to do that. So super quick recap. Think outside the box, trying a different cadence, seeing how you can align your schedule with your mood with your actual meal plan. I know that's hard to predict, but do your best to align it. And then just write it down. Just the act of writing it down is going to give you just a tiny, tiny, tiny smidge of accountability that I will surprise you. I assure you. It will surprise you writing it down, both for yourself and for your people. All right, get to work, my friends. Meal planning 101. That's the super intro, super basic start to meal planning. I will be sharing more throughout this month. You can subscribe here on Facebook Live. You can also subscribe if you're watching this later on YouTube. You can also subscribe on a podcast player. So I use just the Apple Podcasts. I know there's Spotify, Stitcher. There's a number of different podcast players out there. We stream this out onto those. On Fridays, you can subscribe to there and then listen whenever is convenient for you. I'm a big listen to podcasts in the car kind of gal. So that's what I got for you this week. Please subscribe. If you're watching on a podcast player where you can leave a review, please let me know. You can ask questions there. You can always hit reply here in Messenger on Facebook, or you can email us if you have any questions about all this. Just hit reply to any of the emails that come from me. So that's it, my friends. It is bye for now, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Dinner Made Easy show, and next Tuesday for the next episode of the Erin Chase Show.